I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Play ball.
I'm going to sneak through here. Oh, he's back.
Okay, it's wonderful to see so many here. Several folks that we haven't seen for quite a while. Welcome to all. We have some guests. Walter and Waylene drive from Riverside.
Yay! Woo! He's over there.
There's Walter over there. Okay. Greg and Reed Ferguson, I guess for the second time.
I need to stand right here, guys.
Oh, okay. Dennis and Debbie Stiles are here for the third time.
Yeah.
Welcome, they're official.
Okay, and they're going to fill out the application and see if anybody will sponsor them. Bob Campbell, we were all praying for him last month. He is out of the hospital and just has a few doctor visits to go to.
Hoo-ah!
Yay.
Is there any guests that I missed?
Yeah.
Right here.
Craig Honorar. I'm sorry. And where are you from? You're from Santa Ana. And you work at Westminster Mall?
Not this year. I did last couple years.
Oh, okay.
I'm ready to go freelance now.
Anyway, a very first time here. I'm sorry I skipped over you. Welcome.
Welcome, Craig. Woo!
Welcome.
They're part of us now.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Okay. Is there any errors or omissions or corrections to the September minutes as distributed by email?
I approve.
Without comments, I will call them approved.
Thank you.
Okay. Kevin has given up being raffle chairman, and Jenny
Now.
being sunshine. We'll need a full-time sunshine person. But for today, my Susie Sunshine, Susan Larson, that drives all the way up to our chapter from San Diego, she's going to give the report for today.
And you need to know that Susan left at 8 o'clock this morning because the last meeting she didn't make it to because of the traffic. So that's true dedication to be part of this.
Wait a minute, they have an 8 o'clock in the morning too?
You wouldn't know about that, baby.
That's serious though, Molly. 12:37. Orange County received a lovely thank you note from Shirley King for the flowers that were sent from Orange County, and I will read it. My dear precious Orange County friends, thank you so much for the beautiful basket of flowers you sent for Santa Bob's memorial service. We truly treasured your special friendship. Thank you for your kind thoughts and for sharing your loving spirit with me. God bless you all. Best wishes for a fulfilling season. Much love, Shirley, Jeff, and family. Shirley, Jeff, Brad.
Here, here.
She didn't speak with a southern accent. Being down south.
Y'all don't know what you're talking about, boy.
Are you saying it lost something in the interpretation?
Yeah.
Also, as probably most of you know, Jim Steinmetz suffered a huge heart attack. And he's in the hospital, and he's had 2 stents.
I'm sorry, he's home now.
He's home now.
He's home now.
He has 2 stents put into a major artery, and when he is past the point where his blood is having thin his blood, and to save his life, when he's past that point, he will be having a double or a triple heart transplant.
Bypass.
Bypass.
A triple heart.
Although, if there's any Santa who could use 2 hearts, Jim Steinmetz is big enough for 2 hearts.
I agree.
He's a great man.
He had started running for 3 miles every day and walking. Walking for 3 miles, and the doctors credited that with helping his nervous body because he was shaking
For the changing of him, right?
from the past shakings.
He had, one of his relatives had had a heart attack, and so he decided to get in shape. And I haven't seen him for a while. He said he's going to need a lot of padding this year. He's been walking every morning and been going to the gym and working out. And actually, to add to the story, thank you, Susan. Jim had gone to the gym, worked out with a trainer, and had gone home and didn't feel good. And he was home all alone. He was going to jump in the shower, and he decided he didn't really feel good. He went back to the gym. And the trainer says, well, what are you doing back here? He says, well, I didn't want to be home. She says, well, you don't look so good. And he says, well, I don't think I feel very good. And she says, well, I'm going to call 911. And he says, oh, don't bring an ambulance to the gym. So that would be bad publicity for the gym. So the trainer drove him to the hospital, and by the time they got him in the emergency room, he was full heart arrest. It was that close. If Jim had decided to take a shower instead of going back,
He wouldn't be here.
Yeah, he wouldn't be here.
That is so him, too.
Yeah.
He is so thoughtful.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know it or not, but he donates 100% of his Santa business every year. He works only for charity.
He and his wife.
Last year it was something like $18,000.
Exactly. That's a big man.
Yeah, he's a big fan. Okay, well, we all love him, and thanks to modern technology, I think he's going to be fine. Randy?
I talked to Ann this morning on the way over here, and she said that he's feeling much better, tired, and taking lots of naps. But he's feeling better, and he's doing well.
Good.
Wonderful, thank you.
Does anybody know about Carolyn Curran?
About who?
Carolyn?
Carolyn Curran.
Yes.
Not since the incident.
Yes. My daughter talked to David on Friday. And she is doing a lot better than what Mike said last week. Good. She is getting around doing things. She's doing a lot better.
For those that don't know what we know, Carolyn Curran had an ulcerated stomach, and her stomach fluid went into her body cavity, and she laid in the hospital for months with her incision wide open so that they could make sure she didn't get any infections from peritonitis from all her stomach fluids. And they finally got her home, and she was starting to drive, and all of a sudden she was blanking out. And so, this has been a months and months ordeal, but it must have been the medication. So hopefully they've got that straightened out now. Okay. Good. All these good news. Activities report.
We're all here. Where are we going to go next time? I'd like to first say...
Illinois.
Yeah, lead us into Quant. I'd like to first thank Ken Cooper for putting this together today. Thank you, Ken. And I really am uncomfortable getting on a soapbox because we talk about this all the time, but it still seems to happen. I had 30 RSVPs for today. If you look around the room, you know who you are. It's extremely important. Even if you call at the last minute and say, our schedule allows us to come. it allows us to not have that last minute setup, which makes people who have RSVP and get here and there's no place for them. I know I feel a little like, well, why aren't we ready for us? So please, 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 RSVP. It doesn't take long. You can do it by phone, email,
Texting.
tell a
Smoke
friend,
signal.
Tell a friend.
Twitter.
Tell a diva.
But, you know, like I said, there's 44 people in this room today, and we had RSVPs for about 30. So, yes, Randy, I'm going there.
Okay.
Yeah. That was I was segueing to that. But if you want to speak to it, I'd be happy to do it. But
The only thing that I want to say, thank you very much for bringing it up, dear, is next month we're supposed to do this at the Garden Grove Elks Lodge for breakfast. It's an all-volunteer breakfast.
Yay.
So the amount of food that's ordered is ordered for the amount of people that are going to be there. And they go off of past history, 50, 60, 70, 80 people on a Sunday morning. If we show up with 40 more, the food will be gone. I have to have an RSVP, whatever date Cookie gave us, Luann.
it's the 11th of November, and I think you said by the 1st.
I think so. So we have to have that so we get a head count, so we can order extra food, so we can feed everybody. So it's really, really important to get an RSVP on this one.
Well, I went one step further with it, Randy. At the Inland Empire meeting last week, I announced that unless you've RSVP'd and you're on the list, you won't even get through the door of the Elks Lodge, because that list will be at the front desk, and those will be Randy's sanctioned guests. And if your name's not on that list, you're not going to get to eat.
Thank you, dear.
Pardon me?
Thank you.
So that's the only way, Randy, I think, since you are the one signing everybody in, the courtesy is to have our name on the list. And I know that sounds really heavy-handed, but it is becoming, as we grow, and as you see, we have people coming from other chapters. It is nice to be able to welcome people comfortably. Yes, sir.
What time is the one at
9:30. They start serving at 10, did you say?
No, we'll start serving around 9:30.
9:30 a.m., okay.
Yeah. And again, as Randy says, that's all volunteers that are cooking. The price is $6. You can't beat that for what they serve. And if, then there's always the gratuity box. But just remember, they're volunteers. It's not like they're getting paid in a restaurant. So if your food takes a little longer than you anticipated, be patient, please. So I won't be at that meeting, but...
I'd like to RSVP then.
Take my name off the list now.
So it's really not an official meeting. It's more like a last social event before everybody who isn't already performing for their season will just have a little get-together. And then, did Kathy leave? Yes. I was going to ask Kathy to report on Inland Empire.
She'll be back.
Susan and Jim, the meeting in San Diego is the 7th at the Sizzler in El Cajon on Fletcher Parkway. 11 o'clock. Yeah, and we won't be there either, but they're always a fun group. Those of you who were at the Inland Empire meeting at my house got to enjoy Joe Mystic doing his magic, and he said his program was designed for children, but I think he had a fine audience of children
We had blast.
to participate in this. Susan and Bob and
Videos from the Joe Mystic's performance are available on the MIG site. So if you guys are on the, if you're a member of Forbes, you should be on the MIG site, our members only social network, and you can watch his act. It's incredible.
well, I don't know where Kathy is, so I'll continue with the fact that last Sunday we met at Big Cheese Pizza, and I thought I didn't want pizza until I saw somebody else's. But anyway, it was a really fun time, and Kathy did her super job as usual with decorations and treats for all of us. And they decided at that meeting that there would be another return to Tom's Farm at Senior Tom's on the 4th of November. And they're requesting that the Santas come suited, and Mrs. Claus is suited too. That'll be on Sunday, November 4th at 12:30 in Tom's Farms. where is that? Is that Corona?
Corona.
Corona. And there again, there's going to be a lot of people that are already into their season that won't be able to participate, but if you've got nothing else to do.
What time is that?
It's at 12:30. But you can go earlier, but it's the we will convene at 12:30. Okay? And that's south on the 250?
Tom's fine.
Tom's fine.
It's south on the 15.
15, I'm sorry.
And then they
Temescal
walk around
Canyon.
afterwards and visit.
Yeah.
And then,
That, like we did last year, we walked around to all the shops, you know, and they greeted us in there and had fun, took pictures, and you know, in every one of the shops.
They had a birthday party too.
Yeah, there was a birthday party there.
The birthday party is for
They
Jesus.
they enjoyed it, seeing us all
Not on the
there.
4th.
Oh, okay.
6 of us.
It's on the 4th.
it's on the 4th of November. And on a personal note, some of you know, but I'd like to mention, it's been on Facebook, it's been on the MIG site, it's been everywhere. Today at 4 o'clock from 4 to 10 at the Quaita Park Elksage, my daughter is conducting the 2nd annual Make-A-Wish fundraiser in memory of her father, Santa Wayne. And it's a great time. It's $5 and you get a hot dog or a load of nachos and a chance to enter for a raffle prize. She's got like 30 raffle prizes. She's really a go-getter. And on a personal note, I have to share that she says, you know, Mom, you did me such a great thing when you took me out in 6th grade and had me sell yearbook ads for school. She says, that experience stuck with me. I'm not embarrassed, don't approach anybody. So I guess call that her being her mother's daughter.
Go, Lori.
Anyway, so that's tonight, and if you are not available to participate and would like to make a donation and get your name in the raffle, every penny counts for Make-A-Wish, and the kids appreciate it too. So, matter of fact, where's Norm? Norm, there was a
He's around the corner.
I don't know if you've seen the picture, but you'll have to go. I'll remember where it is. I can bring my computer. Imagine that. But there's a young man who had a Make-A-Wish to have a car restored, and he actually brought it over to my daughter's house for her. She's done for fundraising to pay for the event. She's had numerous yard sales, and this young man brought his car over to the yard sale to meet her because he's such a received great benefit from being a Make-A-Wish recipient. So it is a great organization. I know we all have things that are near and dear to our heart, but I get the floor, so I'm going to talk about mine. Anyway, I think that's everything. I'll holler for something I've missed. Oh, thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Doc. Luncheon report. Well, we opened up for registration and registration for me. We opened up this week and it looks good. And we were supposed to have a luncheon committee meeting on the 11th of November after the breakfast here at the Elks Lodge, but now I can't make that. So I'm going to have to plan a Skype meeting for the luncheon committee. But I think everything's a go. We got the workshops worked out, and we got the pricing worked out, and reservations are out there. And if you haven't sent in your reservations, if you want to come join us, why do it? I guess I sent in my reservation and I forgot to order a book. But while I'm on the topic of the book, okay, I have nothing to do with last year's book. I don't care. We had nothing to do with that, and it's still not out. In case you're wondering why you haven't got your book, it's still not out. I don't know if you ought to ask for your money back, because they didn't give anybody an option to buy the book or not. They just charged every couple that went there for a book. But anyway, I'm not involved in that, but I am saying that Ken Cupper and I are going to do next year's book, and we're going to have it out before April, before the end of April.
And what is going to be your penalty if you don't? Are you gonna have to?
She has a shame.
Eternal damnation.
A date with Rick.
You know, it's really important we have a contract that says the penalty if it's not out by April 1st for each day.
I think I'm in the wrong
We'll
club.
let you draw it up.
I'm sorry, I was gonna interrupt you to acknowledge our wait staff, but one of the girls left.
She's standing right there.
Oh, okay. Because they've been so patient.
Hang on.
Here. They've been very good to all of us.
Yes, you. You guys loved him? You're on the good list. Show them some love before you leave.
And they keep saying, say it with money.
So they speak fluent cash.
Okay, read your report. Membership is climbing. We're doing well. People are having some hiccups with their background check and their insurance, but everything so far we've been able to overcome. Steve Waters is working well with us, and IntelliCorp is working well with us. IntelliCorp has upgraded their system and is guaranteeing us less headaches than they've had in previous years. Yes.
On the signing up for the luncheon, it said the earlier you get the kosher, you get the Snoopy. How are you going to work that?
I'll stick to that if you want.
In order of registration.
Okay, Dottie's gonna accept.
I'll speak to that. Okay, they tried it last year in San Diego. I don't know how many of you were there, but I've done some polling. And every year a group picture is a nightmare. And so last year the idea was that we tied the registrations to where you got to be in the picture. So if you got an early registration, you were in the front row. So the people that came in last and had the 5th row, let's say, they were dismissed as Comet or Cupid or somebody. And they all went down and lined up. And then we filled in from the back so that the people who registered early didn't have to go down there and stand around. They were escorted down to be in the front line, and then the board filled in front of them. And other than, I mean, I've been doing luncheon for many, many years. The biggest complaint when I've read the surveys is it's a nightmare. Everybody's vying for position. And so this was a suggestion we came up with, and I wasn't at the luncheon last year. I don't know how it worked out. But I've talked to a few people, and they've agreed. And I haven't talked to everybody, as some people say, oh, everybody. No, it's not been everybody. It's been a straw poll. If you didn't like it, do you have a better suggestion? And so we're going to do it again this year. It does 2 things. It gets us some revenue coming in with the registration so we can pay our bills. And it also solves a problem on the physical day of the luncheon. So thank you for your cooperation, and I hope you're all ready to register. Because that's my job.
It's not my job.
Registration is my job.
It's your job.
Now, so keep those cards and letters and checks coming, folks.
If you, by the way, guys, if you're one of the several people who tried in the 24 hours after the broadcast went out to register on the cyber store, some of you ran into a problem during the checkout. It was a software issue that was directly related to the wetware. And I have fixed that. The wetware, yeah, that's my brain. Anyway, that problem has been corrected, so if you had problems once before, I promise when you go today it'll work just fine.
Good. I'm glad you told me, because I didn't know what to tell you.
I was wondering how you got through there, but go ahead.
Okay. Old business. Kevin, as the report shows here, Kevin has turned over the bereavement fund.
It's
Now in the
verified.
hands of Lauren, and you verified the amount?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's done. Is there any other old business that anybody can think of that?
What is the amount?
166 is what we got turned in.
Okay.
But I got a question. Is that bereavement for our treasurer?
This is bereavement, right?
That's bereavement.
Okay, the 50-50 is going to go into a different fund or this one?
I think we're gonna put the 50-50, if everybody's okay, into the luncheon fund.
Okay.
The luncheon fund, we are committed right, so that everybody knows. We're committed to $5,000 worth of food and beverage. With tax, tip, license, registration, it all comes out to about $6,450. So that is our commitment to Knott's Berry Farm. So to give us a buffer, we've done some fundraising. We sold those tickets, and we put some 50-50 raffle money in there. And like to keep that up for this month.
And the response has been heartwarming, so I'm a little less nervous than I was 2 days ago.
Because, people said, well, maybe you ought to go to a smaller. I don't want smaller. Maybe we'll have more room for the fashion show. But we're going to go with what we got, okay?
For Big Dog.
All right. Now, any other old business? New business. Do we have a volunteer to be a sunshine person?
Where's Sean Martin?
I nominate Diva.
What is the sunshine?
Oh! Yay! Yay! Done and done.
Well, thank you, Joanne.
Somewhere there's an engraver working on it right now. So you're locked in.
Yay! Thank you, Joanne.
Okay. Is there any other new business people would like to bring before this body?
What did we do to get our background check?
To get your background check?
Yeah.
Well, you need to have become a member.
No.
Oh, the process itself?
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of which, let me just say this. Anybody who needs anything, almost everything that we're doing online, almost everything we're doing at the chapter level, at the regional fraternity level, for the luncheon, almost everything can be done online now. We have websites, we have PayPal accounts, we have an e-commerce shopping cart that is HTTPS protected. We're big time. We're just like Xerox and GM, guys. You can do anything you want online. So, if you haven't done something and you want to, join the chapter, join the regional fraternity, register for the luncheon, whatever you want to do. If you have any problems at all with the website, send me an email and I promise you I'll walk you through it one step at a time. My email address, anybody who wants to write it down right now, is r.irwin at Ford. That's it.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
An email, it doesn't matter. It's r.irwin, E-R-W-I-N, at ForbesSantas.com. That's 2 S's in the middle. So anybody drops me an email, I will help you with your background check, your insurance policy, your luncheon registrations. I've walked most of you guys through previous transactions over the years. We will do it. I'm sorry.
I want to ask a question.
Yes, sir.
I got told by Orange PD that I had to go get a business license from Orange where you live. Is that true or not?
We are registered with the state of California and the county of Orange. We have a charter from the state of California and a DBA from Tom Daly, the clerk of Orange. So we're legal in both regards.
So you don't need a .com.
So I don't need to get my own
Come.
For you personally,
business license?
I'm not sure what they might be referring to there, to be honest with you.
What are they asking you to do?
The IRS said that I had to get a business license. They sent me a form in the mail.
I don't know anything about that, and I don't know anybody that's ever had to. Yeah. And by the way, if you got anything from them, I'd appreciate seeing it so I can research it myself. I like to be the authority on everything. Some of these guys aren't as techno-savvy as others, so I like to know where the speed bumps are so I can walk them around them. So if you'd help me out. R. Irwin at Forbes Santas, that's ForbesSantas.com. Or just go to the website.
Did you apply for a business license?
They told me I had to get one.
And did you?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But how did they know that you were?
Well, I had some other legal He had, I had an auto detailing service, and they actually dinged me on that one. They wanted me to go get a business license, and I showed them proof that I didn't have it. I shut the business down, and they like wrote it off. But they said, well, I said, how about Santa Claus?
Oh.
I brought that up too.
You never
They
should
said,
have.
No.
Didn't want to hit the end.
Guys, listen, this is not the Catholic rule, but this is my rule. It is always easier to apologize later than to ask for permission up front.
I don't think they'll come catch up with you unless you file for DDA or something.
Right. Or unless you're standing out on a street corner with a sign requesting donations, in that case, you might run afoul.
Right.
But for Santa business, I've never heard of
Or
it.
even if you put a sign in your front window that says, "Will do Santa" or something like that, they would come around and do that because I put up a notary sign.
If you're transacting business on city, county, or state property, then, but only then.
Okay, Dottie, I have nothing other than the raffle.
Okay, I have a commercial, another commercial, and then I was gonna call someone else who asked to speak. I bought something and didn't read the return policy, and so I cannot return this. It's an extra large Dickies coveralls, red of course, and if anybody's interested, it's a mere $30. Otherwise, I'll take it back and buy something that'll fit me. Anyway, thank you. And David, did you have something
Yes.
you requested to talk about?
Well, I was just passing out some of the flyers. My other holiday that I celebrate is Halloween. Every year I put on a haunted house. And this year it's a block from Disneyland. We're doing a little competition. It's at the Anaheim Garden Walk. It's called the Empty Grave. And it's really scary, so don't bring your kids.
That could be scary in itself.
What do I do with them? I put them in my pocket.
Got to run next to my heart.
Anybody there?
Yes.
Okay, I'll walk around. Hey, this is fun.
All right.
It's pretty scary, let me tell you.
Give him one more chance to show off that
find me
outfit,
there.
too. A very nice dresser. Dave King. Oh, by the way, Dave,
Yes.
did you realize that they have you immortalized on the wall right here?
Yeah, and look, that's me.
Look at that! That's it.
I wasn't down.
I actually have that in my bathroom.
And right there, right next to Lauren is his picture.
Or is it a clown or something?
Okay, raffle.
Raffle! Money! Prizes!
Yay, raffle!
Diva's not allowed in this raffle.
I already bought them. Sorry!
David was allowed to donate and then quit.
Yeah.
They ripped her tickets.
Okay, Diana's up.
I think he wanted to say
I
something.
bought one.
Oh, Don wants to say something.
Bob sent out an email regarding a Santa for the Marines in Pendleton. I contacted the gentleman yesterday, he contacted me. This time and date is already set, so they are looking specifically from 4 to 7, and they're really looking for somebody that can help them out. If anybody is available, it is a paid deal, it's not volunteer. So if any of you guys can, jump on that email and be able to help them out, they'd greatly appreciate it.
What's the date?
What's the
It's
date?
December 8th, and it's like from 4 to 7 or something.
Do you know what they're paying?
I do not know, but he said, I said, is this volunteer or is this paid? He goes, no, we understand, it's a paid deal, there's money involved in it, so, but I can't,
Right, okay, all
Right.
right. Well,
And those are some very grateful kids down there. Dave and I have done it before a couple of times, and it is a very fun and enriching gig. Those families show up with love pouring out of them.
We did respond, we haven't heard him back, but we did.
okay, well, because they are desperately looking for a Santa.
Yay.
okay, Diana?
We have $54. We're gonna do that first, so everybody has a chance for that, and then we have a few other little things. And this is your first time, right? You get to pick the big winner.
If it's Scott's number, you're
474.
Hey!
Is it?
What? I didn't win?
474.
474, we have a winner! the high desert, guys, so he can just put a tank of gas. That's a tank of gas right there.
Cool. Okay, and where's the little things we got?
Dave is our president from Inland Empire, by the way. He works down in Hesperia.
And Rick and Diva brought a few little things here. How about Cliffy?
I don't know what happens if I draw my
No, you're supposed to have first one.
Yeah. That is the game.
Okay, the number is 580.
Good, I don't have to take that back home.
Who has it?
I got it, right here.
Oh, you can. The Santa who cried wolf.
That'll give you something to do in Illinois.
Yeah.
Right.
Sign me up.
And this is really cute. Honey, remember we have I love it. I hope I get it.
Hand woven by virgins in Afghanistan.
I wanted to put it on my front porch so they could all win.
547.
It's 2 before me, that's Benny.
Yeah, Benny!
Thanks, Don.
Yo, must be the Benny.
Thanks for being my chauffeur.
That's it. That we didn't have anything else, right? Okay.
Cane. Cane.
A king?
Yeah.
Oh, this is.
Nice try, Lauren.
No, taking that cane out of here, that's pay-per-view. Once again,
Ken, this is a great place to have a meeting. Would have loved to have been out on the patio, but this is they treated us well here. Good to see friends. We're not in any rush to get out here, socialize. We will be going to the Wayne Rumpke Make-A-Wish thing later on this afternoon at Boyden Park Elks. Hope to see some of you there. But if we don't have anything else,